Hi, my name's Donovan and I've got to say it's a pleasure to be part of the Youth Coaching Academy community. I want to say special thanks to Rachel and Harry for giving me a chance to share some messages with you of my journey and some of the things that I do in coaching. As you can see, I'm in the park just around the corner from where I live, because I think sometimes it's good to coach or to share stuff outside of the typical environment. So welcome to Foster Memorial Park. Just like to say a little bit about me. I'm a married 40 odd something, and I've got 3 children, two beautiful girls aged 21 and 17, and a wonderful son who's aged 9 years old. And over the years I've been working as an IT professional, over 20 years now, and I've really enjoyed the job. And about 3 years ago I was offered a voluntary redundancy and I took it. And when I stumbled on this, it was a challenge for me. It was like, do I carry on in IT or do I do something different? And I actually got the call in to become a coach. I trained with the Coaching Academy, and then I trained with the Youth Coaching Academy. And coaching and parenting are two things I love a lot. And I've done a lot of work with young people. I've been doing that for over 15 years as a mentor. Currently working in the Westminster Academy in Paddington, and just really want to say it's great to be a coach and it's great to be here with you all. Just to share a little story. One of the things I'm sure that you, as a coach yourself, when you joined the coaching fraternity, you had dreams of what do you want to do. You may want to inspire young people, you want to uplift them to be better than they want to be, or you just want to help some kids who are struggling at the moment. And these are very great goals, and I hope you're still living true to your goals and you're pushing ahead in your coaching careers. One of the things being a coach as well, I appreciate that we all have our challenges, we all have our struggles, and sometimes we get stuck. We have belief challenges, we have disempowering beliefs, and as a coach we know that we have to deal with them. Often it's seen that these belief challenges are fear. Fear is something that everyone thinks, or not everybody, but many people think that fear is a bad thing. And just the mention of the word, if I say fear, what does that conjure up? What's the first thing you thought of when I said the word fear? Because fear can stop us from going for our goals. Fear can stop us from going for our dreams. Fear can stop us from doing the thing that we want to do. What would the world be like if fear did not exist? Think about that for a second. What would the world be like if fear did not exist? I would hazard a guess that you, and probably I as well, we'd be doing crazy stuff. We'd be partying all the time. We'd be being reckless. We may be doing drugs. We may be drinking all the time. We'd just be living a crazy life because there would be no fear, so there'd be no consequences. But at the same time, fear can stop us from doing positive things that we want to do. And when fear stops us from doing positive things we want to do, we see fear as a bad thing. But I want to challenge you a little bit. I want to challenge you with the idea that let's give fear a new meaning. What if fear was something that protects us? Because sometimes we want to move forward, and fear just stops us at that point and says, hang on a second, just have a think about this. So it's not that fear is a hazard, it's a stumbling block. It's just something. It's like a checkpoint. So my vision is that I call, or when I work with young people, I say, what about if we looked at fear as being a superhero? So when we've got to do something big and we feel that knot in our stomach that's saying, oh, you can't do this, what it actually is that we just go on the edge of our comfort zone. We're doing something slightly different to what we were doing before, and we need that little extra push to get us over. And this is where fear comes in as your superhero, because what do superheroes do? Like Superman, they come in just at the last moment and they whisk you off your feet just when you're going to fall and crash or something goes wrong, and the superhero comes in to rescue you. So I want you to think differently. Fear is your superhero. Fear is the thing which is the green light to say go. Fear is the thing that's saying you're up to something big. In fact, a question what I want to ask you is, if you don't feel fear in your life, if fear doesn't entertain you ever, maybe you're playing too small. Maybe you're not really pushing for your potential. Maybe you're just not really going for it. So I want you to think from this point on, fear is a good thing. Fear can save us. I mean, just to mention a few of the fears that we have, there's fears of conflicts. Conflicts that, if you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, they're not going to like you. There's fear of rejection. There's a fear that people are just going to dislike you for one reason or another. Or there's the big one, there's the fear of failure. Fear that we're not good enough, that people are not going to like our work. It's just that, you know, I feel that I can't do something. Or what about the fear of decision making? Many of us sit on the fence because we can't make that decision. We like it here, we like it there, and we never get around to make a decision. So there's many fears out there. And with all these fears, how do we overcome these fears? How do we get past the fear to get to do the thing that we want to do? Well, the solution that I come to understand is that we need faith. Faith will say, I don't mind the failures, because every wrong attempt that I make is another step forward. Faith will say, I'm going to speak the truth, and I don't mind if I have the conflict, because I'm coming from the place of truth. Faith will say, I'm going to make a decision. If it's the right decision, it's the right decision. If it's the wrong decision, I'll make another decision after. You see, faith is the thing that we need. A question, have you ever put oil and water in a jar? Like an empty jam jar, you fill it up halfway with oil, halfway with water, and you give it a shake. You give it a good old shake. Once that the liquids settle, you'll find that the oil and the water will still be separated, because oil and water, you can't actually mix them. You could try boiling it, you could try freezing it, you could shake it, you could do anything you want. They will not mix. The same is the truth for fear and faith. So how can you get faith? I've got a little tool that I use in coaching. I use it on myself every single day, because I'm challenged just as anyone else is with unresourceful beliefs. I want to share a tool with you which I use in coaching, and it might be very useful for you too in building your faith. It's all about the bounce back ability, because at the end of the day, we're all going to have challenges, we're all going to have stumbling blocks, we're all going to have comfort zone challenges. So first we go for the A. By the way, this is introduced by Albert Ellis. They call him the godfather of cognitive therapy. You're faced with a challenge. In fact, think of right now, one challenge is really, really big in your life. It could be in your coaching, it could be in your work, it could be absolutely anything in your life, in your family, your relationship. One big challenge you've got, which is causing you problems. The A, adversity. What was the trigger moment which caused the adversity to come? Can you think back and decide what that adversity was? It may have been somebody said something to you, it may have been something happened, or maybe been something you did or you didn't do. That's the adversity. So you define what it is. Then you move to B. B is a belief. What is it you're believing at the moment which is supporting the adversity? It might be that you're believing that you can't do something. It might be somebody else has said something to you and you're holding a grievance about it. But it's something which is a belief, and it's been unresourceful for you. And then we move to C. What is the consequence of holding that unresourceful belief? What's the consequence to you of holding an unresourceful belief? Is it going to stop you from moving forward? Is it going to stop you from doing your goal? Is it going to hold you back from really achieving the dream that you want? And once you get that consequence, we're going to move to the other side. We're going to move to the D, which is dispute. How can we dispute that belief, that negative belief? In fact, what is the one positive, resourceful thing that if you believed it right now would totally take in the other direction of where you're going? One resourceful thing. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to think about that. One resourceful thing which is going to take your thinking totally into the opposite direction. I hope you've got it. Right. If you can hold that resourceful belief and carry it with you every day, even write it down on a piece of paper. It might be an I am, it might be I have, it might be something. But hold that resourceful belief. Because if you develop that belief and you focus on that, that will take you to where you want to be. You move to the place which is E, which is the energy, which is the empowerment. You're empowered to move towards the goal that you're moving towards. Now, this tool, it takes a bit of use, it takes a bit of practice to get used to it. But over a period of time, you'll find that you can use it just like that. I've been using it for quite a while, and my bounce back ability from challenges, from stoppages, from disputes, have become a lot easier. So once you've watched the film, watch it a few more times and step through it step by step again, because I guarantee it will be resourceful for you. And once you have got your energy, you've got your empowerment, build a structure around you. Get a coach, get a mentor, read a book, get some accountability. So when you get that challenge, you get the adversity, you get that negative belief, and you get that consequence which is happening, you can refer to your accountability partner and say, hey, what's going on? Help me to move forward. Now, just before I go, I just want to say I'm online every single day. I've got a vibrant website, which is donovangrant.com. You'll see it appearing at the end of the video. I publish blogs twice a week on a Monday and a Thursday, and also soon to be starting a newsletter, so you can sign up and get a newsletter. It gives you information about family life, about youth growing up, and other positive messages every single week. Also, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter also. It's you could friend me, Donovan Grant is my name, and you could follow me on Twitter, Donovan Grant again, with no space. So I just want to say once again, Harry, Rachel, thank you very much. It's been a treat, it's been a treasure for me, and fellow coaches and fellow listeners, I believe in you all. I leave you the words of Martin Luther King, and the words are, faith is the courage that we need to take us forward and to overcome the future challenges. I believe in you. Thank you very much.